How much do you think, Hank, that Microsoft's games and consoles are worth? Wait just 1 minute before you answer. Listen to this month's gaming vlog. Yes, folks, I would have liked to do this earlier in the month, but stuff getting in the way, especially that cough I had when I came back from Oahu, who has impeded a bit. There's gonna be some gaming news I'm gonna rip the band-aid off of, like I'm meaning to. Who, but I'm mostly going to be focusing on what I've been playing lately, hey, because as I've noted more than once, the more I focus on the creatives and the actual output of this hobby, the better. The more I focus on the corporate and business aspects of the work, well, that's time to start getting concerned. So let's get to it. First off, let's go for what I've been meaning just for a while. How that while of Microsoft raising the price of their consoles and games across the board, I mean, while the likes of Mario Kart and the next Borderlands have tipped their hand towards having like an $8 list price, Microsoft has nothing to do simply says hold my beverage and decide to do that across the board. Game Pass as well. Well, and it's not for nothing that other games, including ones we'll be talking about more in this video, actually launching below that figure, and I likely can imagine that they will continue to do so as time goes by. And in lieu of anything else, I mean, it seems that Sony's has a play starting tomorrow even, which of course means a whole slew of announcements for PS Plus coming in June, as well as the service itself. Well, many other things being on sale, which usually I want to tend to re-up whenever I can. And so, thankfully, some better legacy titles are coming. I mean, after just this one that I not been most familiar with, and even when I looked up online, that it was okay, but not great. And also to address the big one from earlier this month, I would have done it sooner, but I was out of town. Grand Theft Auto 6 released their story trailer, which also contains some new gameplay, while also simultaneously announcing the game has been delayed a full year till May 26th of next year, which I think should be good for the title overall as long as they're polishing it more, making sure it works at launch. I mean, as Rockstar's known to be, I've been waiting to play this title for a little over a decade. What's one more year, huh? And with that in mind, that would use it as a segue to what I'm currently playing. So let's get started. So I decided to play some more of the previous GTA titles, including ones I've done many times before, trying to replay as much of this previous installments as I can in the year ahead of 6's launch. I especially have leaned towards Vice City, which is going to be 76, and also not only did I get past the mission I was stuck on in the definitive edition with the fastest boat, I also repaid Diaz as for his efforts. It's by with the M4 actually giving him the Bob Barker special. Oh man, I wasn't even trying to hit him below the belt, but I'd say that got him deep in there. I also decided to replay some more Grand Theft Auto 4, as well as the episodes in Liberty City, which I hear talk that could also get at a modern version on PS5 and Xbox Series as well. And of course, still working on San Andreas, my all-time favorite PS2 game, which I did a whole video about even previously. So doing as much as I can to get the platinum on Multiverses before the live service components go dark on Friday. He will, whether or not I actually get it, I will be doing the post-mortem then. much like I did with Google Stadia. And in regards to fighting games that are not going to be going dark, I'm loving Capcom Fighting Collection 2, especially the Power Stone Duology, which is the main reason I got this pack here. Though I'll admit the Capcom SNK titles on here are a bit as fun as they were in 2000s, and I would still very much not object to like a third one. Yes, I know there was the SVC Chaos, which I rather like, flipping that script with SNK vs. Capcom. But I mean, I think it's been long enough for a Dream Match game like that again. The closest we've gotten is having both Ryu and Terry in Smash Ultimate. That's main. And of course, my mains would be, and most wanted characters would be my mains in the first Capcom SNK: Terry Bogard, Yuri Sakazaki, and Sakura Kasugano, the Red Converse trio. Just like that. I'm also hoping that Sakura might come to Street Fighter 6 sooner than later, especially since they did find some digging in the game's files during the data mine. I especially gonna spend plenty of hours in the first couple Power Stone games. I definitely would not object to a third one of those at all. I've also been enjoying both Balatro and Warhammer 40k Bolt Gun as part of my monthly titles. The former still is a very unique and compelling take on poker, solitaire, and turn-based strategy, even. And the latter, very much a worthy boomer shooter adaptation of the highly beloved tabletop role-playing game, and where anytime you was even just playing on the horde mode, sometimes just something highly satisfying about grabbing a weapon and purging some unclean heretics from your sight. Now, let's talk about when I'm playing on Switch. On top of my usual rotation, which includes Animal Crossing, New Horizons, Splatoon 3, new season's going to be starting rotation again. I'm also glad that even though the major events are done, they're still supporting the game for now. I would not expect to see a full-on fourth game until 2027 the earliest. Yes, I could see a deluxe edition of the very first game since Team Pass won Final Fest, and also enjoying the new games coming to Game Boy Online this month. Just when I think that they're putting all their effort to the next console, which I am excited for, or I'm given a stealth drop right here, and turns out the games in question are Gradius Interstellar Assault, part of the Gradius franchise, Kirby Star Stacker, a very interesting Kirby puzzle game, Sword of Hope, which is an unconventional playing game, but actually a pretty ambitious one that bears some similarities to classics such as Dungeon Master and Eye of the Beholder, which is pretty ambitious for a Game Boy game at the time, and just in time for the reboot of the franchise and switch to the original Survival Kids on Game Boy Color, which is also known as Lost in Blue during its iterations released on the Nintendo DS and Wii. And actually, like how it actually presents the survival aspect really in a way that players can understand no matter what age they are. Or like where your ship, where you end up washing up on a remote island after your ship capsizes and sinks, and you have to not only gather resources, keep an eye on your food and water intake, learn how to build fires, what you can and cannot eat straight up, and also just try and survive until you're rescued, which is a concept that still holds up today, and why it never became a huge franchise. Definitely had enough of a following to who keep making new installments, including this upcoming reboot, which I hope is good. I also just found out apparently the now iconic logo for Pokemon went through many revisions before they got the one I know and love, with 2/3 of primary colors being used. Some of the other takes were pretty interesting, and I really like how the actual designers share the anecdotes, how it was happened. So, anyway, that'll be it for now, and I will see you next time with I look at the story trailer for Grand Theft Auto 6. So, take care, everyone.